Hey everyone, and welcome back to another vlog video for the Great Anime Collection Reorganization series, and we are picking up where we left off from last time with the Aniplex titles, and I went ahead and just left some room on that shelf just because it didn't quite organize the way I was hoping to continue on to the next series, and plus I'm going to be picking up some more Aniplex stuff in the future anyway, so that way I save a little bit of room. But anyways, we're moving on to the next company that I have the second most amount of things from. The first being Funimation is what it looks like, but Bandai, RIP to Bandai, they had a lot of great series, as you can see. Unfortunately, I didn't even get all the titles I was hoping to get from Bandai as they went out of print, but fortunately, as I said before, a lot of stuff was rescued by like Funimation and other companies as well, but there are some gems in here that are kind of possibly lost to time, we'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna be picking up with the like special collector's edition box set sort of thing, and probably do this in 2 videos just because of the sheer amount of titles. I don't know if I have enough voice to possibly get through them all, but we'll see. Starting off at the bottom, we have the DVD box set of the series Lucky Star, which is now about 10 years old now, or over 10 years old. And it was saved by Funimation or another company and released on Blu-ray relatively recently. I can't quite remember. But this is a series that is full of like nothingness and cuteness all at once. Basically just consists of the characters just talking about random topics and just a whole lot of nonsense, but it was really adorable nonetheless. I'm very glad to have been able to get this box set because I think I like it most of all. I kind of have sort of a soft spot for these like old chipboard DVD box sets of series, and it looks really cool displayed, I have to say. But moving above that, I have the special edition of The Girl Who Leapt Through Time, another title that was rescued by Funimation. Fortunately, a really great film directed by Mamoru Hosoda, which is one of my favorite anime movie directors. He did, what was the other one? Summer Wars and The Boy and the Beast, I believe, and maybe there's something else I forgot, I can't quite remember. But very, very great movie. Another movie that's about 10 years old now and also released on Blu-ray. But I really do like this box set because, again, it came with a really cool chipboard style box, and it had a bunch of extra features as well as the movie soundtrack, which was a pretty cool release. So very glad to have that. I think it's based on a novel, and I've also seen like the live action film to it. But really cool film. Above that, I'll kind of do these 2 parts right here because they're together but a little bit random. I have parts 2 and parts 4 special edition releases of Gundam 00 the second season because that's all I was able to get. I didn't want to pay like overly crazy aftermarket prices after Bandai shut down, so I just kind of settled with that. And they come with manga editions of the series as well, so that's what's the other part in there besides the DVD. And above this is something that's just kind of a little bit awkward just because it doesn't quite go well with being displayed in any form, and that is the series Avenger, and it's in this like little tin case, and it even came with sort of a film strip extra and that sort of thing, and I really wanted to like it because, as you can see on the back, it's from the creators of Dot Hacksign, same animation company as well, but it was an extremely dull, odd series. I was not a fan at all. Very, very boring, but fortunately I didn't pay too much for that box set. Moving on to the other special edition or limited edition that I have, and I have volumes 1 and 2 of Tales of the Abyss, and I'm sure a lot of you out there are already familiar with the Tales franchise of games, and this is a really decent anime adaptation, I have to say. I do enjoy this series. I don't think parts 3 and 4 came in limited edition, but 1 and 2 did, and they come packaged with a manga side story, which is pretty cool. And I forget that Bandai actually used to release manga a long time ago. And I think these are the only Bandai manga titles I actually have in my collection, are the ones that came packaged with these special edition anime DVD releases. But yeah, those are it for limited edition stuff. Moving on to a few Blu-ray titles because Bandai did manage to squeeze out a few before it shut down. So the first Blu-ray movie that I have up is the Gundam 00 movie, Awakening of the Trailblazer. And I really did enjoy this movie. It takes place after the series, and Gundam 00 overall was a really enjoyable Gundam series with a great cast of characters, and so I'm very glad to have that. Next to that, I have the Disappearance of Haruhi Suzumiya movie also on Blu-ray, and I generally don't expect to be, like, overly impressed with certain anime films, and I hate to say, as much as I enjoyed Haruhi Suzumiya's series, I wasn't expecting too much from this film, but simply put, it's a really beautiful anime film. Just the cinematography, the music, the kind of slow build-up of it was just very beautifully done, and just a really awesome movie that I do enjoy watching over and over again and never get bored with it. Next to that, I have 3 Ghost in the Shell standalone complex movies on Blu-ray, the first one being The Laughing Man, second one is Individual 11, and third one is Solid State Society. So the first 2 movies sum up the first and second season of the anime series, and they're not bad movies. However, Ghost in the Shell standalone complex is a series I find best enjoyed to kind of slowly watch the episodes. I think you get more out of it that way rather than just kind of washing it all bunched up together. I mean, they did the best they could in compressing it down into a movie series, but just, yeah, definitely better as an anime series overall. And Solid State Society was an original story, so that was pretty entertaining to watch as well. So after that is just the collection. Rest of this is like DVD stuff and collections and part of the Anime Legends line and that sort of thing. So first up we have A Galaxy Angel X, which was a really popular kind of franchise in the early 2000s, I think. Was it? I don't think it was 90s, it might have been early 2000s, but a really cute and adorable cast of characters with all the little archetypes, from little kind of robotic girl to like a lily looking character, a ditzy character, kick-ass character, that sort of thing. Yeah, the Galaxy Angel series I know has a lot of different branches and things, and I don't know that much about it past what little bit I've watched, including this and another title I'll show you later, but it is really silly nonsense and fun, and I do want to get more. I don't know if this is a franchise that has been rescued or not, I don't quite recall, but just a really funny, silly watch with really cheesy humor. Next to that I have Magical Meow Meow Taruto, and this is technically a magical girl series, and quite possibly the most kid-friendly anime in the collection, because it is just so inoffensive and fluffy in every way imaginable. But basically about, which I didn't know anything going into it other than it was a magical girl series, but you see we got these little cat girl characters here, and in this world, I don't know if they have kind of a little example in the back, you see the guy holding Taruto, the title character, and you see she kind of looks childlike. Basically, the cat people are kind of just like miniature kitty people, and they take the place of like pet cats in that world. And it was really weird to get past it at first. I was like trying to figure out why everybody was so tiny and drawn weirdly, and then I realized those are their versions of kitty cats. So, very weird series. Just general fluff, perfect anime for little kids for sure. Next to that I have Planetes, which is a series that's getting quite a bit of attention as of late because of the Dark Horse manga release, which I do want to pick up at some point because I hear it's that good. But Planetes is a really great kind of underrated anime series, but now it's getting a little bit more attention thankfully to the manga. But it's not often that you see a series that takes place in space or is about space that isn't just kind of like a Gundam-style storyline, just about, you know, opposing sides and war and that sort of thing. It's more of a slice-of-life, everyday kind of drama and focuses more on the relationships between, you know, people and real-life problems, and is a little bit more humble of a series. Not to say that there isn't, like, kind of fast-paced action parts to it, but it's really something quite different for like the space anime genre. You don't get too many series like that, so I really did enjoy it for that. And just a really great underrated series overall. Next to that I have Mobile Suit Zeta Gundam: A New Translation, which is a collection of 3 Zeta Gundam movies kind of retelling the story of Zeta Gundam as like sort of anniversary project. So it has new animation mixed in with old animation, so it's, I mean, the movies themselves aren't bad, and plus they have like theme songs added by GACT, which is really cool, but it's just kind of a little bit jarring to see like the old anime from back when Zeta Gundam was originally released in the 80s style mixed in with like some new CG-ish anime. It's very just kind of jarring for the back and forth randomness of the way the animation style is, and yeah, some kind of half and half on this movie collection, but I mean, they did a good job when you just kind of watch it for the story and kind of a quick retelling of the Zeta Gundam series. And they also changed the ending a little bit, because for those of you who have seen Zeta Gundam, the ending was really, yeah, you wanted to grab a drink afterwards. It was a little bit of a downer. But they did change the ending a little bit and kind of not quite give it a Disney ending, but, you know, just a little bit, yeah. But not a bad set of movies. I just really didn't like, I kind of wish, you know, I guess it would have been a lot of work to totally redo the animation, but I just wish, I don't know, I didn't like that back and forth between like the new anime versus the old anime. It was really weird. And next to that I have a Dot Hack Sign, another series that was thankfully rescued. And so before, you know, kids with your Sword Art Online, you know, Log Horizon and all these other things, there was a Dot Hack series. Very popular in the early 2000s. They had video games, anime, manga, light novels, like everything. And I really do kind of have a soft spot for this series. It's really decent. Another kind of one of those series, you know, where people get stuck into the game and they go into comas and they're just trapped in the game. Very kind of a slow watch. There is some action, but it isn't really just about that. And Yuki Kajiura did the soundtrack as well, so you know an anime has a really beautiful soundtrack when you see right there on the back as part of the DVD extras. There's isolated score audio tracks for the episodes, and so you know you got some damn beautiful music right there. But yeah, Dot Hack Sign was a really cool series. Probably one of my favorite Dot Hack animes, I'd have to say, because it was also my first that I've watched. And really great overall. Next to that, I have Aika, which this anime is like just 90s fan service. The anime, it was, I guess, an OVA series from the early 90s. And what bothers me the most about this is I'm not adverse to fan service, but just there was a lot of uncreativity going into the fan service. There was 1,000,001 panty flashes in this anime, and they were all so boring because they were just white panties. Like, come on, girls, wear more than just white panties. Let's at least color them or give them a pattern every so often if you're going to be flashing millions of panties. But yeah, I'm not sure. I think this is something I picked up dirt cheap, but it really wasn't that good. Next to that, I have Code Geass, Lelouch of the Rebellion, Seasons 1 and 2, and I'm sure I don't really have to say much about this anime, because a lot of you already know it. Another series that was fortunately rescued, and is about 10 years old now, I believe. But really great series. Lelouch is a fascinating character that I both like loved and hated, and really just definitely a must-have in this collection. Next to that is Cowboy Bebop Remix, which I'm not sure why it's called Remix if I don't think it was touched up, but yeah. This is just the DVD collection of Cowboy Bebop the series, which is like my first anime, I think. You're right, I might have seen, like, I guess technically Pokemon first or whatever, but I didn't really watch Pokemon. This is the first anime that I knew was an anime that I watched. And so it has a soft spot in my heart forever, and also Spike is forever going to be my #1 husbando. Just a lot of fondness for the series. Definitely a great beginner anime to get into. Highly recommended for a lot of people as like the gateway drug to anime, because it kind of worked for suckering my husband into anime. After he watched this, he wanted more. But really great classic 90s series. A lot of action, fun, really fun cast of characters. And the English dub cast was like really great as well. Definitely one of my favorites. Next to that, I have Collection 1 of Eureka 7, and I only have Part 1 because Part 2 for the Bandai release was crazy expensive out of print, so I ended up just getting the second half of the series via the Funimation release. And yeah, this kind of was a really unique, different spin to a mech anime series with the way that, you know, they had like the lifting and their style of fighting and stuff like that. Really cool cast of characters as well. However, I know a lot of people really adore and love this series, but I don't think it is one of my favorites, unfortunately. I just wasn't as hype about it as everybody else. Next to that is a little bit of another sort of underrated series called Fantastic Children. It is a really interesting tale about this group of white-haired children known as the Children of Bayfor that are sort of seen across different centuries and different places, kind of traveling, looking for someone. And there's also mixed in with that this girl that runs away from an orphanage, and story of, you know, a detective kind of looking into a missing child's case. and just to kind of give you an example on the back of these white-haired children. But a really fascinating kind of slow action anime. As you can see from the art style, I really wasn't too keen on watching it at first. The art style isn't that eye-catching, but I'm really glad I gave it a chance because it really was a fascinating storyline. Definitely a really underrated but really great series, and it was really interesting to see how the series concluded as well and what the story behind these children are. So anyways, that about does it for the first part. I'm not used to talking this much, so I think I'm going to cut the video out here and save the bottom shelf for the next video. So once again, thank you guys for watching.